Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Part two of this, even though that was really long. Part two. Um, Now we're in January. New Year's happened. Let me tell you about New Year's. New Year's Eve. I have never missed that ball dropping on New Year's Eve as long as I can remember. Well, I was having a time earlier that day, and I didn't even set my alarm. I fell asleep somewhere around 7, 8, somewhere around there because I wasn't feeling that hot. Y'all know when I woke up, it was 12:05. I missed it. But then I looked up, I said, you know what? I said, God, thank you. I thank you for that. I looked at it as if I looked at it as I wasn't supposed to see the ball drop this year because it would have been so emotional for me. He made it to where I didn't see it this year. And that was a blessing. I told everyone Happy New Year like I normally do and went on and went back to sleep. So that was another gift from God for me. Thing, but I will tell you, He placed something else in my path. And I think it's late December. I said, God, I was laying in bed and I was looking up. I always have my prayer and scriptures in the morning. I said, okay, you know that I have to find an income sooner or later. But I'm going to leave it up to you to show me where I need to go. And I did and left it alone. 2 days later, I turned on YouTube after scripture and prayer. And it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. My sleep patterns are just messed up now. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And after I said the prayer and scripture, he led me where he needed me to go. And I saw this particular business. And I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, okay, you messing with me. You are messing with me. That is a thing? Did not know. My I knew that was a thing, but I kind of put it out of my mind because my daughter uses that service in Colorado, and I actually got to see it firsthand. And I was like, oh my God, that's the thing. I said, you're kidding. You want me to do that? I said, oh, we do have everything for that. As I watched the videos and kept watching the videos, they kept watching the videos. Now we're at 7 o'clock and I got up. And I'm still watching videos. So yeah, business was started. I feel like I was struggling. I'm sorry. I was struggling with the feeling that I shouldn't feel like this. It's only been, at this point, it's only been 4 months. And I feel the guilt was starting to creep in. And then I was reminded I've taken care of people all my life, my adult life. When I look back at the conversations Mark and I had about death, this was why we had the conversations. both knew what the other was supposed to do in the event of an untimely or timely death. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I'm gonna call it timely. You know what I'm saying? Um, that gave so much peace in me being able to move forward with my life, even though I'm taking care of my mom. But at one point, I felt stuck because I was at or in my head a little bit too much, worrying about what other people thought I should be doing at a certain point. And through Grief Share, we learned that your grief is your grief. There is no time frame, no timeline, but what you put on yourself. Let that sit in for a second. Yeah, you are the one who is going through. And notice I said going through, not being in. You're the one who's going through. And I'm going to say this grief, different types of grief, or let's say, depend on the different types of death. I got a chance to be with my husband. Some people do not get a chance to say anything to their loved one before they're unalived. Those are accidents, murders, etc. Those are hard. I'm just going to say, I probably, if that had happened to him, and it easily could have, because he was on his way, y'all. Mark was on his way, which means that had to be happening as he was driving to the interview. It only, the symptoms, the rupture had to happen just before he got there, because it was only 10 minutes. Mark was answering questions. He was talking. The owner, this is what the owner told me. He was answering questions, and he answered 3 questions. On the 4th question, he could barely get it out. And it went downhill from that point. So I thank God that this didn't happen while he was driving. I would not have been able, I'm telling you, I would not have been able to handle that at this point. It's only been 5 months. God put things in place to protect me because I asked for the protection. That is so important. I asked for the protection before this happened. He has been holding my hand every step of the way. Every step of the way. Days, the grief, I'm about to start crying. There are days the grief hits me that my husband's not here. There are many days. There are certain days. Yeah. One of the most real things that I can say is I'm tired of crying. I am tired of crying. I am ready to celebrate my husband. I have been ready to celebrate his life for the past 2 months now. So yeah, it does. I do get those punches in the gut. The tears come, then I immediately call somebody to help me out of that. Pull me out quickly. That's why it's so important that you surround yourself with like-minded people. Only people that you know you can trust when you need them and they need you. Those are the people who listen to you. Okay? Not just hear you, they listen to you, let you get it out. Some people that you talk to haven't been through what you've been through. So you have to be very selective. Grief of a parent isn't the same as grief of a spouse because you do things with your spouse that you don't do with your parents. Let's be honest. Let's be real. So again, there are different types of grief. I got to spend time with my husband before he passed. Some do not. And now that I'm ready, I'm smiling again, y'all. I can talk about him without crying because you know why? I am ready to celebrate the man that I lived with, loved, laughed, smiled, held hands, hugged, kissed, and all them other things for the past almost, it was 15 and a half years. We were together for 15 and a half years, married for 14 and a half. Nope, 13 and a half. This April would have been 14. So I'm ready. My healing comes from listening and following what God tells me to do. I brought balloons for my husband only after I had a moment that early that morning and I had to call somebody to pull me out. That was no lie for Valentine's. I called somebody and she suggested some things and we put it together. It was like, oh, so I brought a balloon for him and I brought flowers for me from him. And it's sitting up on the mantle right now. But I'm ready to celebrate him. I'm ready to show and tell people who this man was after he left South Carolina. Because a lot of people don't know. The ones that celebrated his past did not know Mark in his present. And I'm ready to show them who this man became. Were things always good? No, they weren't. But God prepared me. He prepared us. And the little things that I see around the house that he used to get on me about all the time. Mark put things in place to make it easier for me. At the time, I didn't see it. I did not see it. I didn't see a lot of the things that he was doing. He would always say that. You don't pay attention to me. You don't do this. You don't see what I do. You don't do this. It's only what you think you see. Okay. That's the Taurus in me. That's the stubborn part. And he was right. So now that I'm ready to accept a lot more and I can see a lot more, he put some things in place. Y'all, I'm not even kidding. He put some things in place that I never thought that I would keep up. Even when I do it now, I was like, okay. One of my things is dishes, uh, organizing the dish, the pans, the pots and pans. He was adamant about that. I'm using the other word. He was very adamant about that. Me, just throw him up under there. I'll get it later. He said, "Yeah, that's my wife." He said, "I know when my wife." He could go in there. He said, "I know when my wife's been in here." Oh goodness! So now when I go in there and look under that sink, I mean in the cabinet, if it's a mess, I start talking to him. I talk to him all the time. I was like, "Yep, you see that, don't you?" I say, "Okay, I'm getting to it," and I go ahead and straighten it out. And then I fall out laughing like I'm like right now because I know he's looking at me. He's like, "I know my wife's been in here." Those are the things, y'all. Those are the memories that I now want to have for my children, my husband. And that these are the memories that I want people to know about my husband. There are so many things. Our grandkids come to the house, and he had this thing with the boys, especially. Woo! We have two of them that did not think. Now they can do everything on the computer. Ooh, give them the computer. They can play these games, and their mind is just going the stuff that they say. But honey, you give them something practical to do. See that look? So Mark used to call them over, both of them, and he would say, and I'm gonna say their names, CJ, Jordan, I need you to think. I know you can do it, but I need y'all to think. So now that is a very common phrase in this house. I do it all the time. See, I'm the nonsense, no nonsense grandma. I don't do a lot of talking. And they know that. Mark was the one who was the let me talk to them and get them to do what I need them to do. Me, I just give you the look or I say some things. That's who I am. And so now so now it's like I need you to think. So when we had them for the holidays, for Christmas holidays, they're always here at this house. We had four grandkids here at the house. We got a fifth one in Texas. He'll make his way. But we had four of them here. Woo! And Mark used to say it so much. The kids were saying, the girls were telling their brothers, the girls are older than their brothers. They would say, what would Grandpa Mark say? And the boys would say, I need you to think. Yeah, those are the memories that I want y'all to know about this man. He would put those nuggets in these kids. Yeah, actually, he put a bunch of nuggets in me. So, I go around his house now. I was like, yeah, I know. You hear, you see it. I got it. And he would say stuff like, "You always say you got it." That's because I do. He start laughing. He start blushing. I said, "I got you too." Oh my goodness, the biggest smile in that salt and pepper beard with a bald head and earrings. Y'all, what? That's the man that I knew. So let's move this forward because I'm going to end this because I am. My grandson is sitting up there waiting for me to say, "Grandma, Grandma Val, you finished. I'm finished now. You finished, so he can come eat. Now I got to do my hair. I got to do my hair. But oh, it is wet. This stuff is on it. But so what happens now? Yeah, we have already reserved the spot the for Mark's celebration of life. This will not be a memorial. This will, honest to God, be a celebration of this man's life. I am so ready for it now. I was not mentally ready to handle that. And that's the other thing. Let's if God forbid you lose someone, please talk to your loved one about death. But this is for the person who's left behind. If you feel that you are not ready to handle all that comes with losing someone, and you're not ready to handle a burial right then and there. I don't know. I guess they bury people because of the cost, because everything that goes in it. The longer you keep them, the more it's going to be. I'm not sure, but Mark was cremated. If you have someone who is cremated, you don't have to be in such a rush to celebrate your person. Before, it would have been a somber moment. And I really don't know if I could have handled it mentally. Actually, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to handle that. First of all, everything was all wrong, including the place. We are not church goers. We are believers. That's who we are. God is with us regardless if we go to church or not. Okay? I'm just put that out there. So if you are not ready, do not let people tell you when you're ready. You're going to lose some people. I'm just going to be real. You're going to lose a lot of people. And be ready. Because families act ugly. Because it's all about them and not the person who's lost. And I'm not faulting families because that's what we were taught. But the insensitivities that come with all of that. Working in the field that I was working in, you see it, death brings out the worst in families. Period. The worst. So I'm just going to say, as far as celebrating your person, you determine when you're ready. See, now I'm ready for this to be a show enough celebration of this man's life. I can say that I am mentally ready to celebrate his life. Okay? That's what people are missing. Don't do it for everybody else. You are the one who lived with this person. The way you honor him is the way you honor him. So I'm going to honor mine with a heck of a celebration, which is going to be in April. It's going to be, it's going to be 3 days after our would have been 14th anniversary. At a park, so kids can come run around. People can feel free to talk about this man the way they need to talk about him and not worry about restrictions. secular music, gospel music, heavy metal. This man had so many genres of music in his playlist. When I tell you, he's a big Pink Floyd fan. He's a big Aerosmith fan. He's a big. Mark was just right here. He was right here. That's the playlist that we're going to be playing, that he has in his phone. This is the type of celebration that I want from my husband. And that's the kind of celebration he's going to have. We actually reserved that spot at the park. It's where my daughter got married. We reserved that spot in October last year. I told her, hurry up and get it because that's wedding season. So we did. And it's secure. I don't care if 10 people come. We gonna still do what we are gonna do for him. It'll be more than 10 people. He got more than 10 people in his family. So, but I don't care. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun for him because that's how he would have wanted it. I want everybody to know who this man became. And they're going to see it. Rain or shine. That's why we're having it where we're having it. Because it's indoors. Beautiful place. Kitchen, fireplace, bathrooms right outside the door. You know, that kind of thing. But it's going to be good. So anyway, that is life now as we know it. I have brought you up to speed on my life. My children are doing well. They're coping well. They're here with, they're supporting me as much as they can and working on their own mental health. My mom is doing well. She does, I think she does realize, because he's gone. The cat has Mark's spirit all in him. He sticks to me like glue. I'm surprised he's not on my lap right now, but he sticks to me like glue now. He stuck to me before, but after Mark's passing, he'll go up in Mark's chair and he will stay up there and just look at me until I settle down, because I'm walking a lot these days. I'm in my garden. I'm back in my garden, which is where he knew I would be. So Mark is out there with me all the time. He started coming out before, but he knows that's where I'm gonna be. um, I just take this man with me everywhere. He is all in our lives. Oh my goodness. We had a snowstorm here. We had a snowstorm here almost a month now. And the pool cage collapsed. Yeah. He missed a beautiful snowstorm. He didn't miss it because he saw us out there acting up. We were like kids. We were the kids that day in the front. But the pool cage collapsed. And it has been demoed. So in the next month, probably it'll be we'll have a new pool cage out there. But a lot of this is because I know he's pushing me. I know he's up there. I'm getting out more. I've been, going, visiting, and then being included in certain things. And I'm not going to say I'm getting back to me. I'm going to say that I'm becoming better than who I was. That's what I'm going to say. I feel like a totally different person, a new person, almost reborn, y'all. If you allow God to work with you. And it's not going to be easy because you have to admit some truths. But if you allow God to work in you, with you, and through you, it is possible. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm enjoying the present as it is. I am. I am because I talk to my sweetie. I say good morning to him every morning and good night to him every night. I talk to him. I carry him, and you can't. I can't. There's no way I can say that this man's spirit isn't pushing me. His spirit is what's keeping me going. Because I know he's just like, there's my boo. There's my boo. So yeah. So some of those things that he used to say all the time during our I came up with it during the celebration. What I'm gonna do is have things he used to say all the time to different people. I'm gonna have that all over the place so people can see what he used to say. And they'll say, "Yep, that's him. That's him." And then at the end, I'll give uh, give whomever he used to say that to those sayings so they can have a piece of him, in their home. Um, it's just, I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I am excited. I am excited. And I think the family is now excited. I haven't released the date yet, but I've told people that it's going to be in April. And I'll release that information in probably a couple of weeks. Yeah, in a couple of weeks. And so people can go ahead and get prepared, or let me know if they are coming or can come, not coming. It's going to be the weekend after Easter. I'm going to just put it out there. So I'm happy for that. I'm excited. Y'all stay tuned. But the purpose of us living is to remember our loved ones. We are to live our lives, and we can still remember them in our way, in our own way. It does not mean life is over. It feels like it. It felt like it. But we have to find our way to keep living. Some of us are, as I said, some of us can't stay in our grief because we have to care for other loved ones, kids, our elderly parents, or anybody else for that matter. Some of us can't stay in that grief. So it comes in waves. But just allow yourself some grace. Allow the grace that you're going to need, because you're going to get it right and you're going to get it wrong. Just being honest. And when you do, you just ask God for forgiveness and keep it moving, because He's going to keep moving. Y'all have a good one. Next time you see me, okay, I'm gonna be presentable. I hope. So next time you see me I'm going to take this series from grief to celebration, to celebrate his life and celebrate my new life. So a lot of this is going to be in my garden, because we're coming into garden season, as you see over here. And I got things outside. So keep following me, please. Follow, share. If you have any questions, just go ahead and type them in. I'll get to them. I promise you I will get to them. If you need any help, we're getting ready to come up on another session of Grief Share. And let me just talk about that for a minute. Grief Share can be done by Zoom. So you can be anywhere and still join Grief Share. Part of it is Zoom, and then they have an in-person part also. Of course, I'm on Zoom. I am training to become a facilitator for them. So I love people. I love talking. I love helping people. But I'm excited for the new session, which starts I think she said the 24th, somewhere around there, February 24th. So it's a 13-week process. But please, 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 if you want to join, let me know. We need you to go ahead and contact me, and I can get you set up. Okay, I promise you, it's something that if you haven't been to grief counseling, these are people who do not judge you, and you become family with a lot of them. Actually, with all of them, because they pull you out of some of the things that you might be in. You have other like-minded people, other people who are going through what you're going through. All right. So you get a chance to express that. And that's what people need. So if you are interested in that, contact me on this. I will definitely get in touch with you. I'll be checking this maybe on a daily basis now, since I put that out there. So go ahead and check in. Let me know. Give me some likes. Share this if you want. Follow me. I'm going to be doing this. I'm a lot on TikTok. So I am Valmart4716 on TikTok. But I'm trying to link that and I haven't figured that out yet. Haven't figured that out. I'm not that, yeah. I'm surprised I got this on a tripod. But anyway, y'all have a good day. This is President's Day. But what was the day? February 17th, 2025. Smile just a little bit more every day. Take that person with you. Celebrate that person. Don't put them away. Celebrate that person. If you need to buy a balloon for them, if you need to just light a candle for them, if you need to just take a ride in honor of that person. Mark used to say, "Boo, let's go on a ride. Come with me." Yeah, that is one of, we loved doing that. Even if I didn't feel like it, I'd just ride with him. Those are memories. So I can get in this car, and when I'm driving the car, I'm remembering good memories about that. So do what you need to do to remember that person. Just don't put them away. I think that's where a lot of the hardships come in grief, when you try to lock that person away or try not to remember that person. But we need to remember that person. That is a part of healing. And when we can get to the point that we can actually start smiling again at the little things that they did, or the big things that they did, or memories, without breaking down every time. Yeah, I broke down in the store. Yes, I did. When I was buying those flowers, the lady brought me some tissue. I did break down. But you're going to have those moments. It's still fresh for me. I'm going to have those moments. And if I'm lucky, I will have those moments for a very long time. I don't ever want to forget him, because the things that I'm going to be doing, I'm putting together a garden just for him. He couldn't come out, but he was trying. He was playing Stardew Valley, y'all, to learn how to be a gardener. He was actually doing really well. He would ask me certain vegetables at certain times, because it's real time. He would ask me that. So he got to know where his food came from. He was in almost like a food desert. He was a city boy. He didn't know where his food came from. Not until he met me. So, okay, back to this. Celebrate your person instead of putting them away. It helps. It helps, y'all. I'm not saying do shrines. I'm not saying not to do shrines. You do you. But if it causes you a lot of pain, where you can't pull yourself out, if you see that thing, then you might not be ready for that. So you do you. Love you guys. Have a great day.